he opened its bloody mouth and bit me, I stuffed the Rugiamo backhand. He chew it, forget it. A magician kills again the next day. The next day's fragrant little ones. Fried skewers mallatang. Pepper pork belly soup. The passing weirdos gave up their pursuit one after another. Buried in the head. I ended up relying on a wave dog to the end. At the meeting last night, the boss said to solve it quickly. Or do it today. Tomorrow. Kill tomorrow. Yes, no hurry. Kill tomorrow. Looking at the weirdos who were concentrating on eating on the stall, I just feel like a restaurant. That little Jiangjia restaurant was opened by my mother. Is our home. Dad, when I was 5 years old, died on the operating table. To pay off the debt owed for medical treatment, my mom sold the family house, rented a stall, selling Rugiamo to barbecue on the street, sell it for breakfast, until I finished the college entrance examination this year. He just saved up the money to buy a small store. The good days are coming, but luckily my mom wasn't in the kitchen. A few drops of flavor smashed on the stove, instantly evaporated. Just at this moment, the model will be Yita Hong Chao Zaza. Put it in my hand. See me feeling down for no reason. He raised his hand and tapped me on the back of the head. The tail doesn't cry. People cry. He turned sideways quietly. Block weird views around. Eyes wander across my face. Anyone who can be pulled into a strange world. Obsession runs deep. What? I frantically wiped my face with my sleeve. The dress is stained with pot ash. The model pointed to the stone carvings with a cold expression. Gao Yuan and Chen Yang were firefighters before their death. Die in the fire. Their obsession is an unsaved mother and daughter. Li Dahai had a car accident while delivering pork to a rural area. His obsession is the child waiting to be fed at home. And Li is rescuing patients. The head nurse who died suddenly after working overtime. His obsession is with those patients. But after spending a long time in a strange world, those obsessions will also be gradually forgotten. And here's the worst part. Slowly everyone forgot their own identity. How about you? What's your obsession? Shin Hao seems to be indifferent to anything at ordinary times. I didn't expect it. So familiar with the past of the weirdos. I looked down and staggered his eyes of inquiry. He hurried to the stall. Clean up leftover dishes and chopsticks. Obsession. Yes. My mother. She's still waiting for me. After breakfast, the diners left in droves. Shin Hao also continued to be an NPC, harvesting player heads. I found a few small ones left in the sieve. I cooked myself a bowl of Shepherd's first fresh meat ones. Taste today's dish. It tastes better than yesterday. I suddenly remembered. Yesterday, the kitchen utensils were upgraded with solid attributes. The taste of the food is positive 10%. It turned out to be really useful. If you continue to upgrade, will the taste continue to increase? Just then, the system prompt suddenly popped up. 50 weird recognitions for player cooking. Do you want to spend 500 points to upgrade the talent kitchen utensils? I raised my hand and clicked confirm. A set of talent props and ground level kitchen utensils. It can be upgraded to make dishes that even weirdos can taste. Add 10% to the deliciousness of the food. Cleansing probability 10%. So I was kind of at a loss for these new attributes. Purify what? The evening of the third day. In the live stream, everyone is because of Chin. Hao's words and the discussion is in full swing. Suddenly there is. The audience noticed the movement in the corner of the village. That's one of the 3 players who survived. He came back from the night in the cold. The talent item in his hand is a long knife. And just now he touched the black color point. It's the stall in front of my house. The crowd exploded. The newcomer is done. The carnage between players begins. Horror games are not just creepy. Sometimes the human heart is the most terrifying. His cooking can impress the creepy NPC. But what if you can't stop the same kind of long knife? Can anyone help inform Zhao Chun? I can spend money. As much as you want. The brain of the newcomer upstairs. This is the first time for fans to come to the live stream, right? Everyone laughed and didn't take it seriously. Why do you keep saying stupid things? It's just a gamble. Who is the winner in this game? 7 a.m. on the 4th day. It rained in the village. Quiet and weird. Shin Hao hasn't come to work yet. I set up the stall alone with a few buckets. Bend over and look up. Suddenly, a long knife swept towards my neck. Ha ha ha, your talent kitchen utensils are mine. The long knife was immediately shattered. I opened it expressionlessly from the mall. A first-class protective cover, bought at a high price. Keep it away by 3 meters. The total turnover of these 3 days is 2,500. Upgrading talent kitchen utensils costs 600 points. It took 100 points to buy the ingredients. There are 1,800 points left, and the shield is open at 200 points. Most players will not buy it, but I'm not your average player. I'm a kill and kill cooking king now. The player froze in place. The stock market looked at me faintly. He's going to wrap me in meat, preparing to continue from the mall. When spending points to redeem props, a pair of cold white hands stretched out from behind him. You are a player. You exposed. Shin Hao was expressionless, holding that person's collar. Drag step by step to the depths of the alley next to you. A sharp scream suddenly sounded. I moved the shield of a stool and continued to work with my head down. Copy memory live count to after half an hour. The model came back as if nothing had happened. Immediately after, strange villagers also emerged from all directions, and they're lined up in an orderly fashion. What is Boss Jiang eating today? It's raining, it's freezing. I want something hot. When the weather is bad, I want to die. Unless you can eat Boss Jiang's food. Hey, you're already dead. Weirdos die differently, but now their faces show a smile that can be called happiness. I smile. Open the bee's incubator. In an instant, the alluring fragrance penetrated everyone's nose. I noticed that it was going to rain yesterday evening, so I went to the big river of the village committee and touched some snails. The lobster caught cocktail. I picked a few perilla leaves in the field, found some pepper from the bottles and jars in the kitchen, and smoked crisp. I bought some pork belly and tofu at the mall. One wanted chicken soup with pepper and pork belly. A serving of perilla stir-fried snails. I want Crucian carp tofu soup and spicy crayfish. I want one of them all. The weirdos will be reckless at this time, and it tasted delicious in this chicken soup with pepper and pork belly. Delicious and stomach-warming Crucian carp tofu soup. Soothing in one bite. Crayfish spicy and fragrant. Endless aftertaste. If it is human, you must eat these to warm up your whole body. I stack on top of each other, sold bowl by bowl. Suddenly the white lights appeared in the rain. I saw Chen Yang sitting together drinking pepper pork belly soup, and the sky is illuminated by dazzling light. Wait for the light to dissipate. They were burned. The putrid skin actually recovered intact. The facial features on the faces of the two gradually became distinct. The wound is gone. Evolved. Purified. It was purified 9 more times. They can escape the strange world and be reborn. Pass it on. Eating Boss Jiang's food can be purified. Receive the boss as an eternal god. The weirdos exploded. News like waves. Instantly spread to every corner of the strange world. Hear and see the word purification. I immediately remembered the upgrade last night. Added new properties. It turns out that the purification is acting on a strange. Only see the next second. In the corner of the village. In all directions. A small group of ghosts poured out in unison. Soup and spicy seafood stir fry at the stall. Sold crazy again. Lead a high. You kid ate so well and didn't tell me. I just sneaked from next door now. Back to Seoul Hospital sneaks over. Part-time job. You don't know that the hospital canteen is disgusting and crazy. What's that in the dining hall? The lunchbox on our deadly train. It's expensive and unpalatable. New weird gobbles. His eyes are full of envy for the NPCs of the deserted villagers. Lita Hai and the others raised their jaws proudly. Boss Jiang had a barbecue 2 days ago. What about one in Rujiamo? Chun Yang also followed Amway. I wait for this bite every day at work. After eating, the sand players are much more excited. The plateau that was waiting to cover my face also completely changed my mind. Forget it, don't kill it. If he dies, no one can cook delicious meals. But tomorrow is the 5th day. The boss will do it himself. Saying wordly, forget my eagerness. Wait for the strange crowd to eat and drink and disperse. I carefully grab the horn by the corner of the coat. That boss, I really don't know how to ask him. In the end, it was after Qin Zhao wiped the table. Take the initiative to speak. Just make more delicious food tomorrow. Don't worry, it's alright.